What's going on, folks? I'm going to show you how you could change out your key. A lot of times you'll get these keys right here that kind of has the key that pops out. You know, you press the button, it'll pop out for you for certain vehicles. And a lot of times you can see right here, the actual part that you would use to put your key ring on to say keep it with the rest of your keys is broken. Which means that you no longer can put this actual thing onto the rest of your keys and have a way of keeping it from getting lost. So what you can do is you can actually buy this is like a blank one pretty much. It has like a key inside of it, but it's not cut, but it has a new thing right here. So what you can do is transfer all the stuff from out of here into this one over here, as well as you have to take the key. This right here is actually the key that goes into this one. It's actually a cut key, which will actually start your vehicle up. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you're trying to transfer is going to open up, say I'm going to open up this new one first. And to do that, pretty much what you want to do is you'll have your back on here like where your battery will go at. You just want to pop that part off there. And once you do that, you kind of want to pry open the sides. As you can see right here, it's already open. The sides of it kind of pop open. So I took like a flathead screwdriver and kind of went up to the front of it. You can see and kind of pried it open all the way around. And once you get that out like that, then you'll have this key open. And now what you got to do, of course, is go ahead to your other key, your real key. Same process. You want to take off the back off of it. Take off the back. When you do that, you'll see your electronic part. Now, it's important that you pay attention to the way the stuff goes back in. That way, once you get this all opened up, you can transfer everything back out pretty simply to this new shell of a key right here. So I've already pried this one open. Sometimes it can take a minute, take a time. It'll come open. And once you get this part open like that, what you'll have inside of it is a motherboard, or basically an electronic board. It looks like this. So what you're going to do with that is take it, look how it's into this one. Matter of fact, you can see like this little piece right here. Look here, it's like a little hole. So you want to look at your new key, and on this one, you would want to put it back in the same way. See how I'm doing? I'm taking that, I'm putting it back in the same way. Just make sure that when you take it out, that you're paying attention to the way you took it out. And once you got that part done, now you want to come here. This is very important right here. If you can see inside of here, there's a little bar that's down inside of there, and that's the bar that pretty much makes a connection with your vehicle to actually make your vehicle start. If you don't put this little piece back in there, you can have the key, you'll start your car with the key, but it'll cut right back off. And a lot of them will say error because you need this little bar. I'm sure what that looks like. Sometimes it could take a second to pry this out. And what you want to do, get a good look at how it's in there. It's just kind of setting up underneath this plastic piece. So when you pry this out, that little piece is going to come loose. See how I got that loose? I'll show you in a second. I'm looking at the way that it's in there. I'll show you in a second how it looks. You want to make sure that you put this piece back into the other key. Okay, see how I have this piece up now? This piece is out. And when I'm looking at the other key, the one I'm about to use, you can look inside of here, you'll see the same basic setup. So what I'm going to be doing is taking this piece, I don't want to put it in there yet. I'm just going to set it how it's supposed to go. And I look down inside of here, this little piece right here is kind of going to the big part, to the small part. This right here is actually a chip. That pretty much, this is what basically tells your vehicle this is the right key to go to it. And this is the reason why a lot of times you can't go to like, let's just see what it looks like. You can't go to like Home Depot or something to have one of these keys made to start your vehicle, because it's not going to have this little piece in it like this. If I was to put this key back together and not put this inside of here, what happened is the key, this is the original key for the car, it'll turn the ignition on it. But the problem's going to be, it's not going to stay on. It's going to have an error because this little piece right here has to be inside of here to make that electronic connection pretty much with your vehicle. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take this piece up in the same corner to where that one was, slide it all the way up there, just like that. Now I'm going to take this plastic piece. See, it has like a little hole in the middle of it. If you look down to here, it's like a little piece is sticking up right there. So I'm just going to take it, put it flat on top of that, and then push it down just like that. See how I did it? Now that's down. See, that little black piece has been held down by that little piece of plastic right there, and this piece is down. So now that part's good. So now, next time I'm going to be doing this, see, now this one's empty. This is the old key. All the pieces of it are gone. So now what I can start doing is basically putting this key back together again. So once I have this piece, I'm going to take this out of here. And what I can do now is, if you see this little piece right here, this little metal piece is hanging out, that little piece right there, when you put it in, face this hole. This is where your battery will go at. If you look right here, it's like a little indentation right here pretty much, where you want this little piece right here to go at. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking this piece, put it in like that, kind of where I'm seeing that part of it. And right here, you see that little piece sticking up right there? So now I know that this part's in there correctly. This is in there, and my board's in there, and I got my little chip there inside of her. Now once I got that done, now what I'm going to be doing is taking this piece right here, which is the new piece that's fixed, and putting it together. So I'm going to get this stuff out the way. I don't need this is the key that's not cut. So you want to make sure that you put your real key inside of it now. So now I'm going to be doing is taking this part. So when you're putting this back together pretty much, what you're going to have is, you'll see on the outside is a little hole right there. Take your key, make sure you got it turned the correct way. Kind of drop your key just like that. You want to make sure that when it pops out, so I'm turning this way. So you want to look at it, should fit in there like that, nice and snug. Then once you got that piece in there, now you want to go ahead and stick this piece in. And where you want to stick it in is, you want to make sure that where you turn it, that it falls down. I've learned you kind of turn it to the left. Put it in and keep spinning to the left until it drops down there like that. When you look to this side, hold on. You want to keep turning it like that. See, it drops all the way down. When you look over here, you should see the button right here where you can press it to pop it out. Now once you got that in there like that, now what you're going to want to do is, you want to go ahead and take your spring and take this, not the part that has that little piece sticking out. You may not be able to see it on here, but you'll definitely see it when you're working on it. You want to drop the spring into this opening, not with the part that's sticking out like that. And the easiest way I found to do it is just by holding this part and then take it. You'll see a little gap right here. If you look right there, there's a little slit that's inside of her. And what you're going to want to do is put this, there's like a little piece sticking out, put that inside of there, and get that little piece to match up. So since I spun that to the left like that, now when I snap that down all the way, it'll hold the key, and when I press the button, it'll pop out. See, once you get it all the way down, it's spring loaded, so that's why it's popping out now, because I have it in there. Once I snap it all the way together, then it'll pop out all the way once I'm done with it. So it may take you a few minutes, to go ahead and get everything back together, but it's a pretty simple job. Like I said, it could take you a couple minutes to get everything fixed, but just know that. I'm opening it back up again, and that's just a spring load. See how now the key wants to spin, because I got the spring, see, kind of spun in there like that, which is pretty simple. But yeah, so just make sure that you're putting it back together, that you have that piece with that little bar up underneath there like that, held down. And then this little piece right here, this is a piece that basically connects to your battery. You want to make sure you put it back in, that this piece right here, that little gap right there you see, this little piece right here should go right there like that. And then like I said, you want to load your spring in into this side right here with this little piece sticking up. See if I can give you a closer look. Since this is, if you could look right here, there's a little gap. And you see that little piece? What you're doing is, you're taking that little piece of spring and you're just twisting it until it drops. See how it's dropping that little gap? And once you get in that gap, now what I like to do is just spin it to the left one time. And once you spin it, and then go ahead and snap it together onto your thing, and make sure you got, of course, make sure you got your key in there and all this in there. But that's what I'm showing you is, that little piece right here is sticking out. It's just going that little slit right there. So drop it in the slit, and that allows you now to spin it, and it spring loads it. That way when you press the button, your key will pop out. And pretty much once you got that done, you'll be done with your key. Snap it together real good. Go ahead and put your battery in your backpack on. You should be good to go. Alright folks, so we got the key back together now. As you can see, now it's inside the new casing. You can see the actual cut key now. When I press the button, it should kind of pop out like that. See how it pops out? We have the actual cut key now that's inside of this housing right here. You want to make sure when you put it back together, you put all the pieces back. Like on this one, the shell key had like a little red, like clear piece right here. You want to put that back in also, because sometimes it may seem like the key is getting caught when it's coming out. If you don't have that little piece right there, which I believe creates like a little bit more space pretty much. So when you press the thing, it pops out just like that. Alright folks, once again, this is how you would change out your a broken key shell for your car pretty much. If the part that you're supposed to put your keychain on, which on this one right here was broke right there, you could actually take out all your guts from out this your old key and actually replace everything inside of a new key shell. Alright, please check out other helpful videos. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks.